Hi there, I've been watching the documentaries on the 80th anniversary of D-Day, and I thought I'd cheer myself up by showing you some of the real home of D-Day, which was of course Southampton. These are troops, this is a film from Rosie Newman, and there you can see on the side of that walkway it says Southampton, and here we are down at the old docks down at 36, 38, down by the real dockhead, which is the furthest port nearest to France, right at the other end of the eastern docks. That's the Royal Pier in the background there, and these are members of the 14th Major Port loading landing ships for France. The 14th Major Port was the name of the headquarters in Southampton. They set up in the art gallery. They had something called Buco, Build Up and Control Organisation. Big Buco in the art gallery and a little Buco on the beaches. This is a member of the 14th Major Port. He's one of those responsible for loading the ships. The little Buco would send relay requests back to the big Buco, and it was up to the US Army based in the art gallery to sort out which units were sent across. Many of the men working in the art gallery suffer from a nervous breakdown because it was, as you can imagine, very hectic. This is one of the most important ships of the Second World War. These are the train ferry going back to the 110 dock, where these days the Shield Hall is berthed. 90% of the rolling stock restored to France at the end of after D-Day came from Southampton on ships like that. There were 3 of those Southern Railway ships and 2 old bucket ferries, as well as 2 American ships that provided the rolling stock to restock the French railway system. This is the same dock we saw at the beginning with the colour film. This is black and white film. This is filmed from on board one of those ships, and they're looking down a visitor that's come. Now this is actually prior to D-Day. The other one we saw was 8th of December, that was to perhaps show you how important Southampton was right through the war. And there's General Smuts and Bevan. They've come along with him. They're expecting these troops to go out and land on D-Day on the 5th. Of course the weather delayed it by a day, and of course Churchill wanted to go join them. That's probably why he was down there at Southampton. Given half the chance, he would have jumped on board and joined his troops, assault troops. He didn't care because he himself was a soldier. And this is a confidential letter. This is not often seen, this letter actually, difficult to get hold of. It says, "My dear Winston," and it's from the King, and what he's saying to Winston Churchill, you know, I know you're the you want to go, but if you go, I have to go, because I am the real in charge of the army and the navy. If you go, I must go, so I plead with you, please don't go. And in the end, Churchill stayed in this country. There were plans afoot to take him on a HMS Belfast over to France, and eventually he did get there 5 or 6 days later.